Hi, I'm a mess right now because I broke my charger and I'm scared my phone will run out of battery before I finish this, but I probably will finish this. So today's video, oh sorry, this is, okay, hi, welcome back. In this video, I'll be reviewing this really bad Japanese BL movie called Forbidden Love, 2009. The synopsis of the whole movie is so insultingly simple because the movie itself is not simple at all. It's complex without needing it to be complex. I really don't know why they had so many plot devices. I don't know why they had so many subplots and so many trickeries. I'm sorry if I forget their names. The main character is Ritsu, and Ritsu has just finished his course in design and fashion for men in New York and came back to Japan. He is friends with the president, which is the president of the company who sent him to New York. The president of this design company. He's friends with the president because he knew the president when he was a kid because their parents were friends, but Ritsu's parents were dead. And the point is, the president has two sons, right? I forgot their names, I'm sorry. We're going to name them son number one and son number two. Son number one and Ritsu has been actually dating before this whole debacle, before he went to New York. Ritsu was remembering his relationship with the president's son and was we ended it off pretty well, he promised to do his best in school and I promised to do my best in New York, and we're going to come back and everything's gonna be dandy, but it's not because the president gave him a place to stay, which is in the apartment where son number one and son number two lives, and son number one, which is Ritsu's lover, was completely devoid. He was completely devoid of interaction. He does not want to interact with anybody. He's dropped out of school. His brother was super optimistic and he was super excited for Ritsu to come back. There were some things ensuing there because oh my god, misunderstanding. Oh my god, he doesn't like me anymore. All those BL stuff. What made it so much worse was there's this one character, this manager character, who was supposed to be Ritsu's superior. So turns out, as the movie went along, so the manager was sleeping with both of the sons. I get why the writers try to make the manager sleep with the son number one because Ritsu can get jealous and his rival or whatever. But why did he have to sleep with son number two? Because towards the end, son number two implanted a camera in his brother's room, and there was this whole conflict because son number one always thought that Ritsu slept with his dad, which is the president. and the audience was supposed to believe that his brother did all this because he wants Ritsu and son number one to not be in a relationship anymore. The movie made us believe that he had a thing for Ritsu, or he's just devoid of attention. So he wants attention from his brother and he wants attention from Ritsu, and he doesn't like them together, whatever. Turns out his motive all along was that he loved his brother and there was incest. Suddenly there was incest. This is why. So if he loves his brother, why did you make the manager sleep with son number two? I really don't understand that character. Son number two managed to separate Ritsu and his brother apart by, showing his dad them sleeping in one bedroom, and it's implied that, they had sex last night. The president was like, what? You social climber? You slept with my son just blah 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 because you want a higher position, which is dumb because the president should know better because he's known the kid for all his life. The president should know better that he wouldn't want that from this family. That's confusing. That's just the whole at the end, son number one wants to go back with Ritsu, and son number one does not like son number two back. So son number two dropped a brick over his brother's head. I'm not kidding. It was 3 minutes until the movie ended, and I only saw a scene of Ritsu on his way to the apartment giving with a clean shirt. And that's a whole other plot hole that I don't want to explain. But anyways, I really don't like this movie. This movie has haunted me for days. We all know that the writing is abysmal, and it's just, you know, a trend among, because it's a gimmick, you know, like boys love yaoi, or, you know, same-sex relationships are sometimes not viewed as something serious, and it's only viewed as something like a shock factor or like a gimmick in the story. I think that's why they put so much elements in the story to try to like somehow like excite it. If you want to write a romance story with a same-sex relationship, it shouldn't be different from opposite-sex relationships, because they're human. They want to be compatible with each other, and their romance stories, you know, like it shouldn't be so like overblown and like dramatized. My opinion on this movie, it's quite an old movie, so I guess you could kind of forgive it for its horrible like direction. It had some potential, I'm not gonna lie. When I compare it to like BL movies such as 7 Days, that was a great BL movie, and it was so simplified and people still enjoyed it, you know? I'm not sure if this is right. Konotodama? I don't know. That movie is also very good. I think also it's because of the actors. You need to really pick the actors really well. And these actors in this movie are so good at acting like they're actually in love. Like you can see them like, you know, staring into each other's eyes like, oh, I love this man. Those are the moments that we're kind of looking for in every romance. In this movie, in Forbidden Love, it's just... When I read around blogs and stuff about this movie, people were like talking about like, oh, how sad the ending is, how tragic, and how bittersweet it is. It still could be bittersweet without the incest, without the manager character. I would have loved the movie if Ritsu has come to his own realization that he shouldn't have a relationship with a high school student, because who is also his boss's son. They could have made something way better and something way more realistic, and something that, instead of fetishizing and making a gimmick of same-sex relationship, you know, normalize them. My rating for this movie is 4 out of 10. I'm not gonna watch that movie again. There's some like notable moments. I really liked the beginning of the movie, and I liked how it's kind of like, you realize also in the beginning of the movie, the focus was on son number 2. Even though it's supposed to be Ritsu and son number 1's relationship, it's always somehow focused, like the framing is always focused on son number 2. So that's it for my video this week. Bye!